Okay, we are on live. Hi, everybody. I know it's very unusual coming on Saturday morning, but I'm inviting today is a beautiful, my friends, it's a Rachel Campbell from the Sacred Naturopath. I cannot say this. You say it, Rachel.
Sacred Naturopathy.
Yeah, and she's a amazing, talented young woman. And again, I want to inspire you to ignite your true potential. So this interview series is all about inviting people like someone I really respect and really look up to. And all those people going through the life in a difficult time, like we all do, right? And those difficult time turning into the purpose and then really showing up in life to help other people. And if you never met me before, my name is Sahari. I'm manifestation mentor and helping women to believing in themselves and overcome imposter and procrastination so they can live the life, do what they want. So we do each week, usually Friday, but I chose Saturday today because Rachel is working on Friday and today's working too. You look like it, Rachel.
Yes,
and it's a beautiful spot to do interview with, I guess. And each month I'm going to do giveaway. So make sure interact in the comment or just give us a thumbs up. And I give the giveaway each month and also share it around because so many women coming here in an interview and giving us amazing nuggets of the wisdom and the knowledge and tools. And today I'm going to pick her brain about the holistic living and all that jazz. So make sure share along. That will be really amazing. And then so Rachel, introduce yourself, pretty please.
Hello, everyone. As Saho gave me a very warm welcome. My name is Rachel. I am an Adelaide-based naturopath who really focuses more in the chronic illness side of things. So the really hard cases that often where people feel that they haven't got really much further to go and this is kind of their life. This is kind of where I specialize in and kind of come in and go, you know what, let's see what we can do. Let's see, how we can get your healing started. So I'm based in Gawler Place in a little health food store called Foods for Life. Some of you may have heard of it. One of the last health food stores in the city, actually. So it's a good spot to be. Yeah. So you can often find me on the floor there in the mornings and then consulting in the afternoons. But
okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to tagging you so people can see your post in the live as well. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Yes. So can you tell me, inspire the audience, what's the life lesson or life difficulty could be, make you to do what you do now?
It's a really good question. From a very young age, I had quite a few health problems myself. So probably from the age of 13 is when things started getting diagnosed for me. But realistically,
what is it, if you don't mind asking?
Yeah, so I got Ross River fever. So that's one of the mosquito-borne viruses. I also then got polycystic ovarian syndrome. So that is a female reproductive disorder, which means that your egg release doesn't always happen and you can have a lot of pain and things associated with that as well. There's a lot more knowledge coming out about that one and a lot more recognition these days. So it's fantastic that is happening because it can sometimes take a little while to get diagnosed, not as long as endometriosis, but it's still in the same sort of area. I was also diagnosed with Epstein-Barr virus. So that's another mosquito.
Wow, that's so much.
Yeah, so that one's like a cousin of the Ross River fever. And then from that, I got what, we would call post-viral fatigue or chronic fatigue and also fibromyalgia. So especially at the moment, with long COVID going around, there's a lot of similarities between long COVID and chronic fatigue syndromes and, fibromyalgia as well. So I guess the common link there is the fact that they're both post-viral fatigue syndromes. So, I had all that sort of happen at the same time. And yeah, it led to a really challenging 5-10 years of my life. But I like to view it as a really good thing now. So really hard to view it that way when you're in it, of course. But, now I look back on that and go, you know what? I wouldn't be where I am today, and I wouldn't be doing what I am and helping as many people as I am if it wasn't for those experiences. So,
so true. Yeah. So I really want to encourage anyone watching this is sometimes we often say, and me and Rachel have make the conversation about this too. We often say, oh, how come this is happening for me? So more for my case is depression. And at that time I was blaming everything outside of me. Why me? All that sort of thing. But that we can't always turn that around. Sometimes we got given those lessons or difficulty to help other people. Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Everything happens for a reason. And for me, when you're going through such a chronic illness and you're ill for such a long time, you start to let the illness define you, and you start to believe that that's the sum total of who you are. That's all that you are. And I think it's so important to kind of look at it and kind of go, no, this is all happening for a reason. It's really hard to see that at the time. But looking at each, what we would call setback, and each event, instead of a setback, look at it as, what can I learn from this? How is this going to help me in any way, shape, or form? It doesn't have to be huge. It can be, I ate a tomato, my stomach didn't like it. I'm going to learn from that and go, okay, at the moment, maybe I shouldn't be eating tomatoes. So it doesn't have to be huge. It's whatever you can deal with at that point in time. But I think it's really, really important to especially reframe how we think about ourselves in our head. That is often where the healing starts. And you would attest to that fact, Saho, with the work that you do as well,
Yeah. So what is the message you could give to the audience? Probably two messages. One is for mom, like you were going through your younger age, so your mom was supporting quite a bit. And and a lot of my audience will be like moms, maybe have the daughter, or like daughter that hasn't been daughter, kids going through any sort of like physical illness or difficulty. What's the message for moms? And also, what's the message for someone going through those difficulty of the illness? You just not sure, like no doctor understanding, and they just no one to talk to, and all that sort of thing. What's the message for those two situations?
Yeah. Oh, that's a tough one, I think, because for any young person, or especially young woman, going through chronic illness, often, not always, this is probably a bit of a generalization, but quite often it is the mother that is taking care of the child, of the daughter, the young adult, whatever you want to call. And it really does put such a strain on the relationship. And I think it is really hard and really individualistic in how that is managed. So I think patience and understanding from the mother's end, if you can have that and not make everything about the illness. So don't let that be the only thing that you talk about and the only thing that you think about and worry about. And don't let that become your relationship with your child, because it really does put a barrier there, and it takes a lot of work to break it down, and it can be done, but it takes time and a lot of effort and energy. So if you can get in there early and go, you know what, if this is what I have been doing up until now, kind of go in and go, look, what's something that we have in common, or we used to have in common, that we can focus on instead of this illness, because it becomes so consuming. So, and that will help your child and their mental health as well. Like, that is a fact. So, even if, obviously depression and, mental health is another really big part of that. And I will absolutely acknowledge that. I struggled with depression and anxiety through all of this as well. And sometimes, you don't want to leave the house. You don't want to do anything. You're quite happy in your little hole, and you just leave me alone for a moment. Absolutely respect that. But also, get them out the house. Like, any way that you can, get them out of the house, because those four walls become your life. So I guess
Yes, yes.
mums, it's a bit of a long-winded way of answering that, but, you know, have that understanding and persistence, but find something else to talk about, even if it's a
Yeah.
plant or
Yeah, I do like that because I can't imagine, like, I don't have, children struggling with illness or anything, but I could imagine you're consuming with the worry thought as a mom, then all you want to ask about that or talk about that, how are we going to change it and all that. Then for children's point of view, like your situation said, oh my God, just let's leave me alone and all that sort of jazz. So sometimes it's good to have a little, you don't have to have a relationship just talking about the illness, but do something else you used to enjoy and stuff like that.
And quite
Is that
often as
right?
well, yeah, absolutely. I think quite often as well, I was very fortunate to have a very, very caring and enthusiastic mother who would not give up on me. And at times I really didn't like that because I'm like, I'm coming to terms with that. This might just be my reality. This might be my life. And she was that woman that is not accepting no for an answer. Like she was pushing. So, definitely do that. But just be open and have those conversations with your children and listen to them as an equal, not as necessarily your child in that stance, because it is their health, it's their choice, and sometimes the hardest decision can be respecting that choice. So everyone's a bit different, but definitely don't give up, but allow them their space to breathe, which can be
Oh
hard.
yeah, yes. So what is the message for women going through now for the difficulty and then started to identify themselves as I am a sick person? What's the message for them?
I mean, I really want to say that you are not your illness. Like it is part of what may define you in the future and part of what makes you you, but that is not the sum total of who you are. You're so much more than that, even if you don't realize it yet. I guarantee you that there will be someone in your life that if you said to them, I am just my chronic fatigue, that is all I am, they would come back passionately and go, hang on now, like that is so not true. You are all these other amazing things. So it's really hard to see it when you're in it, and I fully appreciate that. But keep that faith in yourself that there is more to life than this, and fight for that, because on the other side of that, it's incredible. You can live a life you didn't think possible. I really want to put that hope down. I don't want to place false hope, because things like chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia and things like that, they don't really fully leave you, but you can integrate them into part of yourself and work with it rather than against it. And that leads you to such a more full and beautiful life than if you were trying to fight against it.
Oh yeah, I am same that I'm not in a depression anymore, but I can see myself, oh, it's getting there. I can easily to get there if I don't manage myself. I can see that coming and I can easily become a addiction, like alcoholic and stuff like that too, because it's just mind consume you so much. That's why you need a tool in your tool bags so you can actually always access to it. And then it's always like don't lose the hope, because that's who you are right now. There is that hope always there to do change it, and then you can live with it, like managing it, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think one of the most important things, is having at least one person in your life that can hold on to that hope for you on those days when you just can't, because there will be days where you just kind of go, I don't have that in me at the moment to hope for something better. You have that person batting in your corner when you're having those bad days, and you touch base with them, they can make all the difference. They really can.
Absolutely. I agree with that. And then just don't forget, this is something like I personally experienced the other day, or literally the other day, like this week. When I was in the depression, I couldn't ask for, like, I'm not embarrassed about my depression at all, but I feel bad talking about my sad day. So I couldn't ask for, can you just listen to me? I couldn't do that. I think that caused deeper depression. So this week, I really needed to talk to someone. So I actually reached out. Good. And that was a really courageous thing for me to do that. But that particular, the experience, asking for help to talk, and that turning out is amazing thing. I will share some other time, but it's so to reach out if you feel crappy, and you can reach out to me if you're watching this and you know me. Reach out to me, just chat. Like, I'm not gonna tell you what to do. I just listen. Sometimes we need just someone to listen to you, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah, 100%. And
so,
reaching out's not easy for anybody in any state. Like, it is really hard. And you feel like an absolute fool sometimes for doing it. And you go, oh, is this just bigger than what I think it is? And am I overreacting and all that sort of stuff? You know what?
Yes.
Who cares? Even if you are,
Yes.
you have a right to a reaction. Like, don't just kind of go, oh, other people can deal with this. Why can't I? Everyone's different. Do not compare yourself to anybody else, because you are unique.
You did it. So, that's so spot on. Thank you for sharing that. I think a lot of people watching this is more so like, maybe if anyone watching and going through what Rachel go through, I'm going to put onto the notes on the top to say what the illness you're going through or you overcome and all that sort of thing. So if anyone go through or went through or you are going through all that thing, a lot of people, like through talking to Rachel, I found maybe some people are, how come no one understanding my condition? What's going on? Maybe you're going to the doctors and then like no one really get it, and you just don't get to the bottom of that. And then can you suggest something to those people, that holistic perspective?
Yeah, of course. I think the biggest thing and the most frustrating thing for people with similar illnesses to what I had is the fact that you'll get blood tests done and they will come back completely fine. And the doctors will go, there's nothing wrong with you. That's the thing, is that they start trying to tell you that it's all in your head. What? So you then start doubting the validity of your present situation and of your illness. And that in itself really is quite challenging to manage, because then you start going, oh, hang on, I've been ill for so long. Is it actually all in my head? Is this real, or am I doing it to myself?
Wow.
So, and that in itself is just, to try and overcome that is really hard on your own. So I would encourage you to reach out. Of course, you're more than welcome to reach out to me at any time. More than happy to have a chat to anyone in a similar situation, of course. So yeah, my number one thing is reach out to a friend or family member always. The other thing is, don't underestimate the power of sunlight. Sunlight is fantastic. And when you're debilitated and you can't leave the house or anything, like, drag your butt out each and every day and get 5-10 minutes of sunlight. Okay. It's something that you kind of go, really? Like, you want me to just go in the backyard? Like, what's that going to do? Vitamin D deficiency especially has been shown to be strongly linked to anxiety and depression.
Right.
So even that simple act of going out and getting some sunlight on your skin, that can help with your mental health. It won't happen instantaneously. It's not like you're going to go out there and, all your problems are going to be fixed. But it's just one thing that you can do each day that means you're not confined inside the house, looking at the same four walls, sitting on the same couch. You can go out, you can get the sunlight, you can breathe the fresh air, even if it's for 10 minutes. And you set your timer and you go, that's it, I'm done for the day. That simple change can really make a big difference. And the fresh air as well, just being outside can really help. So I would say that's really key. The other one is nutrition. Even if it's just getting some vegetables into you, it might be the same vegetables every day. Whatever you can manage, whatever you can do it. The more variety, the better, of course. But, focus on your nutrition and what you can get in. I understand a lot of people as well will have food intolerances and things like that, which make it quite a bit harder. And that one, I would encourage you at that point to work through with a nutritionist, maybe a dietitian or a naturopath, because it's really hard trying to figure that out on your own. So yeah, I would say those two are probably the biggest ones that you can do at home that are free,
Yeah, true. Like, you can start from holistic way that way first, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and if you don't have a lot of money to spend, which, realistically at this time, everything's a little bit tight these days. It can just be a really nice way to kind of go, I'm going to take control of my health. I'm going to take back that power. And it can be a really empowering thing going, for myself, I'm going to go outside for 10 minutes a day. It might not,
totally. Little step. Yes. You like almost break that stuckness isn't it?
Yeah.
So what is your mission from you are young? How old are you? 20 what?
I'm 23.
23, oh my God. So 23 young, and then what is your mission for this humanity and the world?
It's probably twofold, I think. The first one is I really want to connect with other people who are going through what I went through and be for them what I was very fortunate enough to experience in my life. You know, I worked with some fantastic naturopaths that really did make all the difference. You know, getting to the bottom of it and understanding my body was a big task. And, you know, I think having a bit of that lived experience can really, really help connect with people in that way. So for me, I really want to be able to reach out and help those people that feel like there's no other place to go. There's nowhere to go. This is the end of the line. That's it. This is my life.
Give them hope.
I want to give them hope, and I want to tell them that it's okay to fight for more if you want it. So, you know, for me, there's that one. And then the second one is, for me, no one tells you how to get on with normal life after a chronic illness. There's no book out there for that. There's no guidelines. It's not talked about because people don't think it's possible. So, you know, for me, going through and learning how to function, you know, with a 5-day-a-week job, you know, how to run a house, how to exercise, all this sort of stuff. Like, it's really scary learning how to trust your body again. And there's no rule book for that. There's no kind of, you know, such and such will work with you through it. Yes, there are amazing counselors and things like that, which will absolutely help. And exercise physiologists are great for chronic fatigue sufferers and, you know, those with a lot of fatigue to try and get back into it. But there's no really dedicated support for how to live a normal life. Like, it's just not talked about. I want to start that conversation. I want to kind of go, you know what, if you have overcome something like this, fantastic, amazing. How are you going reintegrating back into society?
Wow. That's amazing. It's just so many chronic, like there's so many illness out there, so many chronic illness. And also you said it's after some big things happen and then become chronic fatigue and then people just not recognizing it. And then you giving so much light and hope for those people. And then, oh my God, I cannot wait to see you grow and big and then amazing. Thank you so much for joining. So how can people reach out to you?
So you can follow my Facebook and Instagram page, Sacred Naturopathy. I'm sure Saha will post something afterwards and I'll chuck a link on there. So please feel free to reach out by Messenger there. I'll also put my email address up as well. Feel free to email through there as well. Any questions, queries, bookings, anything like that, please get in touch. So yeah, any of those sorts of ways, go for it. I also did want to offer a bit of a discount today as well for anyone that's so anyone that's watching today, mention to me, you know, if you're wanting to book in, that you have watched this interview, and you'll get 20% off your first consult as well. So
awesome. Thank you. Awesome. So just remember, guys, is that this video is please interact so you can participate into my giveaway each month. And I will put all everything in the comment place or description below, and so you can get all the information and reach out to the Rachel if you need any sort of the chat with her about the chronic illness and share along. So if you have anyone struggling with that, share this interview and then connect to each other and help each other. Let's do that together. All right. Thank you so much, Rachel, for joining me. And everybody have a wonderful weekend and see you soon. Bye.
Bye.